So again, I'm here today to try to convince people that they should treat childhood obesity. And taking that first step can be really difficult for people and for families too, frankly. But one thing is pretty well established, which is, again, that eating better and exercising more is not enough for most people. Good for prevention, not so good for treatment. And there are still providers who sort of mandate that their patients do lifestyle changes before they're willing to start a medication or even treat the disease. But that is sort of just another myth, because we don't have any data that that's how it should be done, nor do we have any data that says how long you should do it. So it's just people's opinion that you have to make lifestyle changes before you can start a medication, for instance. But the reality is that you can do these things at the same time. And actually making lifestyle changes is far easier when you have a little bit of help, whether it's from medication or surgery. So you really shouldn't think of medications or surgery as last resorts. You should refer to specialists if you're not going to take care of it yourself, or think about using medications while you're starting to work on the lifestyle changes. And I think patients prefer that anyway, because you're not just putting it all on them, you're giving them something that can potentially help them make the changes that you're asking for. So, obviously there's been a lot of media buzz about the new GLP-1 medications and how they work, specifically with this new concept of food noise, which people describe as the constant chattering about food in their brains. And you can imagine that making healthy lifestyle changes could be very difficult while you're having this food noise in your head, or if you're just hungry all the time. So me as a surgeon, I used to tell my patients when they were getting, in the process of getting ready for bariatric surgery, I would tell them that bariatric surgery is sort of a behavior modification tool. It'll do about 50% of the work for you, but you still have to make that other 50% happen. But making that 50% happen is so much easier because you're not hungry all the time, and you don't have this drive to eat. So you can ignore the unhealthy food choices and focus more on the healthy food choices, because your brain isn't distracting you. So that's how I used to describe surgery, and I think the medications are very similar in that effect. We talked about monogenic and polygenic obesity previously, and in the US anyway, there is a program where you can get free genetic testing that looks at about 100 different obesity-related genes, and I often use that tool, especially in early onset obesity or familial obesity, to try to help take the blame and shame off the patients and off the family. Because when they see that it's actually a genetic defect, they understand that, their options are limited. So I think it's important to treat the whole family and the whole child, and to make sure that everyone is on board, as we talked about, family affair. And, if the child's having, anxiety or depression or other mental health issues, those are super important and need to be dealt with as well. But address that at the same time as you're addressing the obesity. Again, it doesn't need to be sequential, just like you don't have to do lifestyle first and then medications. You can do them at the same time. So anytime you see a child who's even in the 95th percentile BMI for age and sex, which is class 1 obesity, there's no reason to wait, and either start yourself or refer to a specialist if you have one available, or you can always reach out to me or my website for help as well.